What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Masculine Energy. So I'm probably about number five videos in. Sometimes you guys gotta know that I don't always upload every video that I make, because sometimes the information is kind of redundant, and sometimes you guys have heard it already. So I want to make sure that you guys get fresh-ish content, because the game is the game. Like, there's certain things that I can bring a fresh mind to, but there's certain things I can't, because it's quite the same stuff, really. So there's just one more thing I want to get into the minds of you guys and girls who watch the channel. The like 5% of you that do. You're never out of the game, and that's the title of this video. And by the way, if you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button down below and make some awesome comments, and let me know anything that you think that I should do, any requests, anything like that. Put that in the comment section down below and like the video. But yeah, you're never really out of the game. A lot of men who get married assume that even though they're married and their wife is married to them, that they don't have to worry about another person coming along and stealing them away and stuff like that. That's not how shit works. You as a man are never out of the game either. Okay. You have to have a life outside of your marriage. You have to have a life outside of your relationship that you cherish, friends that you cherish, family that you cherish, and certain values and certain activities that you absolutely love doing. I don't care if it's video games. I don't care what it is, as long as it's something you love, something that you cherish, like I said before, or something you don't ever want to give up no matter what anybody says to you. Now, this could be your purpose. This could be your side hustle. This could be, art. This could be anything, as long as it's something that you love doing. It could just be something that keeps you creative, as long as it's outside of your relationship and something that you take care of. When people get married and when people are in long-term relationships, they sort of blend their lives together. They do things together. They have the same friends. They have the same hobbies and interests. They go to the gym together. They do everything together. And I advise against that 100%. Now, I would highly suggest keeping separate friends, especially men, keeping your male friends separate. Like, they can know your wife, they can know your girlfriend, but make sure you make time for them, and make sure you make time for doing the things that you boys and guys want to do, fixing cars, going out, maybe having some drinks or some beers, shit like that. But make sure you do it frequently enough. And when you do it enough, your woman's going to actually say to you, like, hey, we don't spend enough time together. We don't, I want to spend more time with you. Something along those lines. And you gotta, you gotta, that's something that you want to hear. That means that she is fighting for your time, and she's wondering when she can see you more, and she's wondering about the relationship. She's wondering about you. She is assessing her feelings towards you, and she came to the conclusion that she wants to spend more time with you. That's awesome. That should be what you're striving to do. That should be the goal you're getting to here. It affects her attraction level positively. Now, when a guy does this, it is awful. You flip the script. It's completely fucked up. If you were to go to your woman right now and be like, we need to spend more time together, she's going to look at it more like you're trying to take away your freedom. When a woman says it to a man, because we're out focusing on our mission, purpose, and passions, and hunting, you know what I mean? Like, we're doing man shit. They are looking to connect and bond with us more. They're doing this to see where they are, to see where they stand in the relationship with us. So when a man does it, it's backwards. And why am I talking about this? Why am I even coming out with this video? Men are just so gung-ho about, getting married and settling down with that one woman. And they believe that it's the end for them, that one woman that they'll be with, they don't even look at other women anymore. I've met plenty of men that said this out loud to me. And I was like, man, like, I'm not saying that you should be out there looking for the next woman, but I'm also like, what if your woman stops serving your needs? What if she thinks that she can just get overweight and not, take care of her body because she found a mate? She needs to keep working for your attention. She needs to keep working for this. And that's why, as long as you stay right and keep your mission and your purpose, your focus instead of your woman, she's going to want to do those things to keep you attracted to her. Does that make sense? So when you act funky, she acts funky. They're reactive. They react to the things that you are doing, and they react to the things around them. So when they come home to you, who do they spend the most time with? You. Because especially if you live together and you're doing things wrong, that's when the household goes insane. This is why a lot of the blame gets put on men, because the men are the ones that are supposed to be the rock, and they're supposed to be the way, that the leaders, right? People follow men. So when a man starts acting like a follower instead of someone who should lead, he starts following his woman. He starts following the lead of the woman. Things get fucked up and backwards. Now let's talk about something sexual here. When do you have the best sex with your wife or girlfriend? It's always after a fight, or it's always when you guys don't see each other that much. Like imagine, like it was when someone goes on vacation and they're gone for like 2 weeks and you guys don't talk together, don't talk that much. When they come back, all you want to do is jump their bones. But when they're available all the time and, or everything's just kind of smooth sailing, everything's cool, everything's calm, the waters are calm, so to speak, that is when things kind of get a little bit boring and stale in the bedroom. How do you stir this up? How do you make this better? How do you accelerate, or how do you get her to want you? Or how do you get her to spark this up? How do you spark up your shit? It's not always about introducing new tactics and new shit in bed. Having your time and your attention and your availability be more scarce because it's more valuable. And again, she's not going to know where she stands with you all the time if you do everything correctly. You could still be working the same job as long as the hobbies and stuff like that you're doing are growing you as a person. I say you should always be growing your money. Always be trying to make the next year better than the previous year in terms of your income. But your body, how have you increased what your body looks like for you? Are you trying to get more muscular? Are you trying to get thinner? Are you trying to just be, in general, more healthy? Have you been consuming less fast food? Have you been trying to eat more organic food? Stuff like that. Those goals, especially when you say them out loud, are a lot easier for her to understand. Like, they have that intuition. They know how you feel about you, if you feel comfortable in your own skin or not. But especially when you say those goals out loud, like I want to lose 15 pounds, I want to lose 20 pounds. And then you work on it and you attain those goals. Again, that's sexy to them. When you're out slaying the dragon, so to speak, and you're out killing it and you're working on those goals and you're doing those things and your time is more scarce because of it, that is what's going to make her wonder. She's going to be like, oh, where have you, like she's going to know where you've been. But when you're going to the gym and you're doing all these positive things, she knows in her head that other women and other members of the opposite sex are going to be looking at you, and she's going to find you more attractive, but so are other people. Other men are going to want to be around you, not necessarily in like a sexual weird way, but men want to be around other men who are leaders, right? They want to learn and grow from these other men. This is why mastermind groups are such a big deal. This is why you'd want to hang out with somebody like Jason. I'd love to hang out with Jason Momoa for like a week and just to see what that guy's life is like. Like I'm, living by the beat of your own drum and doing the things you love doing. On top of that, being scarce because of it and having an unpredictable nature about you is extremely attractive, and it's extremely important for a long-term relationship to go on and on and on. And again, you're never out of the game. A woman could come along and it happens to married men all the time, who is the same, if not better than their wife. They have more in common. They have more to talk about. They strike up an awesome intellectual conversation about something that they're both interested in. And then boom, the dude is like, oh my God, I'm attracted to this girl. And he knows that she's attracted to him, and maybe some shit goes down. Maybe some shit happens. Who knows? But that happens all the time. And again, this male nature, we're designed to spread our seed and spread it to as many people and as many women as possible. So it's against our nature trying to be monogamous, but society will tell you that no, like that's not the way it is. If you look at the grand scheme of time as we are as men and women, like I have a piece of paper. This thin piece of paper, okay? And here, this is time, thousands and thousands and thousands of years. This width of this piece of paper over this entire timeline, okay, is how long we've been monogamous for. So this is a new thing. And see, a lot of men are realizing that they don't want to be in monogamous relationships, hence the MGTOW and the red pill and all that stuff. As that grows, men are going to be more aware of how they're getting totally screwed over by the way society is going and how unfair certain things are towards men. And so they're opting out. And I actually don't see a problem with that, especially if you know that you're going in a bad deal, and you know, like you think marriage isn't for you, then don't do it. Like people are forcing you to do something, like certain expectations, right? And again, you're never out of the game, and you never have to, like, don't ever assume that your wife is out of the game either, because this is especially for women. There's a certain period of time in a woman's life when it's called the wall. Sorry to say this to you, females who follow me, but they hit a wall. They hit this point where they become like say they're a 9, they go down to like a 6. Now, sometimes it's gaining weight. Sometimes they start aging. Sometimes they see this. And they always say men age like fine wine and women age like milk. Now, I know how it sounds. And some females can actually push that wall a bit further. And they say that this happens around 35, 40 years old, give or take, for the females. And men start really declining around the 70s and 80s range. You can push this further by having a healthy diet and taking care of your body, exercising a lot and all that. Like for men, the balding happens and certain things like that happen to men. I don't have any grays in my beard yet, but I'm assuming that within the next 5 years, I'll have a few going on right here. Now, females find that attractive in guys when they got a little bit of salt and pepper going on. My father didn't actually start getting gray hair, and he got it right here on the side of his head. I think until his 40s, like mid 40s, he started getting a lot of gray hair. Now he's like 53 now, and he's got quite a bit of gray hair going on. But it's absolutely so I kind of know when I'm expecting to get it, but we have a lot of we don't have much baldness going on, at least on my father's side. My mom wasn't around, so I'm cool with that. I got a lot of I got some thick hair. It looks like because I have gel in my hair, it's like a lot of my hair sticking, so it looks like I'm kind of thinning out. But if I were to wash my hair out, you'd see that it's nice and everything's there, thick hair. So anyway, back to the topic. So again, you're never out of the game. Like for females, when females age, again, they hit the wall. There's still always somebody who's going to find her attractive, and especially if you are, as a man, are complacent and you're not taking care of business, especially with your body. If you're not taking care of business with finances, and your goals are still the same goals that you had last year. Are you improving? They love improvement, and they live off that improvement, and females live off the unpredictability. They love the unpredictable nature of so if you grow and grow and grow, and you're becoming more scarce, and then you're not as scarce this week, and then more scarce next week, and then 1 month you're gone, and then then you're on vacation together. That's the unpredictability is where they thrive the most, because they don't know what to expect. They want a love story. They don't want everything thrown in their lap. They don't want to know the ending to the story. They don't want to know necessarily that you're going to end up happily ever after. They want the experience, and that's what you have to provide. And if you sound like, if you're the same guy and you don't improve and you don't increase your value, they know what they're stuck with, and then you get fat. Like a lot of guys just kind of sit around and get fat and don't really worry about their body anymore, and they're like, oh, I got my wife, we've been married, and then out of nowhere, 10 years later, she leaves you. She finally has the balls and courage to leave you, and you're wondering what the fuck. That's why focus has to be towards your goals, always towards your goals. I'll say it in every fucking video if I have to. Goals over women, always. And just so you know, the byproduct of that is females. Females will come around you when you are crushing your goals and you're becoming the best version of yourself. And before I sign off, I want to give you a really, really good example why masculine energy is so important. Not my channel, but the idea, the concept of it. So say for example, there was this, say for example, you start off with like an Instagram channel or YouTube channel geared towards health and fitness and stuff like that. And you end up becoming, you say you're a little bit overweight, right? You become the best version of yourself. You get nice and thin, start working on your muscles. What you're going to do, and you post those pictures and post your pictures and post your pictures. And as you gain a following, and then you'll see that people will give you more attention, and you'll start doing things to constantly improve. It's kind of like a compound effect, because once you improve your health and your body and your mind, and you do everything you can to persevere and get better and better, other parts of your life start getting better. And this part, look, before I continue, a part of that is women. Okay, a part of that is females, and they're just one portion of it. But you'll find that you have more energy, and when you have more energy, you have time. When you come home, you're like, oh, I can actually work on my goals and on my mission because I have energy to do so. A lot of people just don't have that energy, right? So when you come home and work on that, and actually you have time to do it, everything bleeds, and then now you're creating content. And then what does that do? That content, you actually are reaching people, and then you actually have a way that you can make yourself a little bit of extra income. You can start selling a book or a product, or you could start selling a course or doing some coaching like I do. You can actually increase your income. See how all these things bleed together. So you focusing on your like essence and focusing on what's more important as a man bleeds into other things in your life. I really hope that makes sense for you guys, because that's like, I just want to give a quick example kind of off the top of my head, but I've seen like Instagrammers, and I've seen people that grow channels and gain an audience. You can see the glow in their face after a couple of years of, all the residual that they get from posting and helping others, and the light and the life that they get. Yeah, it's hard to do this. Imagine working like a 12-hour job and then coming home and making content. Like, it's just work. It's a grind. But if you did it long enough, you can gain an audience, especially if you know how to do it correctly. If you know how to do SEO properly, and you know how to do video editing properly, and you know how to do certain things right so that you can crush it, right? I think that's it for this video. Did I talk long enough? It's a 20-minute fucking video. And that's it. Subscribe, like the video, and book a session with me if you want more on this topic. I love talking to you guys one-on-one. I love making the impact one-on-one, and I'm done.